Welcome back to another episode of Pen and Prosper, where JT Lawrence and I discuss all the ins and outs of publishing, writing, manifesting, editing, everything to do with books and writing. Nice to see you again, friend.
Nice to see your face. How things?
It's good. It's good. I'm in the beautiful mountains.
So I don't recognize that background.
Yes, yeah, I have to show you. I have to show you just quickly because
Okay.
so this is my view.
Oh my word. It's so
although
beautiful.
although yours is terrible because it's this very dull background. But this week I'm on my phone, so I hope that the signal is good. Just let me know if
Yeah,
there's any
that's fine.
glitches.
Okay,
And
cool.
you,
That's
how
fine.
are things?
Things are better. I'm writing again.
Oh,
I think I
good.
got
Oh, yes, you're
7,000.
winning.
Yes, I'm winning by a large margin for a change. I think I've got 7,000 words this week, which is a big
Oh,
step
well
up from where I've been the
done.
last 2 weeks. Yeah. Obviously, my mom being ill is a very good reason to not be able to write. But I'm like, okay, I
Yeah.
have to like not use it as an excuse now. So I just
Yes.
have to sit down and focus for 3 or 4 hours a day and get the words down. And I've been doing that.
One word at a time. So today we are talking about something very exciting, which is direct sales, which is a huge, huge, huge
Yes.
checkbox for me. Like, I think if I can get my head around it. I've always been a little bit nervous of direct sales, and I think that's because if we go back to the author overwhelm and doing everything yourself, my skill
Mm,
set does not lie in Photoshop, cover design, book
mm.
layout. So I've always shied away from physical copy, which obviously direct sale, that's a huge part of it.
Huge
And
part.
you have recently set up your direct stores, both Shopify and TikTok Shop, am I right?
Yeah, I set up Shopify about 18 months ago.
Okay.
Uh, and it did absolutely nothing. So it's been kind of just
Costing you 500 Rand a month.
languishing. Yeah. But it's also my website. I don't have a website. So it's like
Okay.
instead of paying to have a website, I
Oh,
just have a Shopify.
smart.
That's how
Okay, so you
I
don't actually have a separate
reason.
website for
No,
all
I
your
don't see the
about
point, to
me's
be
in.
honest.
Okay. Okay,
And then
so
Mike set up the TikTok shop last month.
think let's do this in two separate sections because the
Okay.
TikTok shop really fascinates me. Although, as a South African, obviously we are not yet on that platform, so we are not able to have a
Yes.
TikTok shop. I know that there's lots of South African TikTokers are really advocating for it, and they're like, "Come on, like, give us a TikTok shop because we've
Yeah,
been
yeah,
cut out of the loop completely."
yeah.
So let's hope that that happens, and I want to be ready when it does, which is why I'm so grateful that
Yes.
I have you to mentor me through this in advance. But let's start with that. I think. Tell us about the
Okay.
TikTok shop. How? Why is it international? One store per region? How does it all work?
It's one store per region. So Mike has set up a UK TikTok shop.
Hmm.
Then he got books printed by Book Vault, and they send directly to the TikTok warehouse, and the
Okay.
TikTok guys fulfill the orders that come in. So it's a
Wow.
very, very smooth process. Having said that, it is still quite glitchy, and there have been difficult parts, like frustrating parts where things have just not worked as well as they should. And like I'm talking about setting up the actual shop. We've only had 2 orders so far, and they went through like a dream. That's not where like the hitches are. It's more like setting up the shop. It was a bit frustrating. I think 'cause it's just so new, not made by English Westerners whose like user interface and stuff we know. Do you know what I mean? Like it's just a bit
Okay.
foreign.
Not familiar.
But it's like obviously translated to English, but it's just a bit weird, Do you know now the challenge, of course, is to get people to actually order the books from the TikTok shop. I think we've got like 30 of each of my urban fantasy books and bad there at TikTok now. So now we've got
So
to
that
get people
was
to buy.
so that was my next question. So how do you drive traffic to that store? Do you drive it through your TikTok account? Like, are you responsible for marketing that store and bringing traffic in?
Yes, you want
Okay.
viral view. There's also a thing where you can work with other people, like collaborators, and then they
Okay.
get a little bit of the sale, like a
Oh,
commission-based thing. So that's what
oh,
I want to
smart.
try because a lot of people are doing it. And I mean, book talk's such a huge thing, and there's
It's
people on sites
massive.
that write books, like we should use that
Yes.
to our advantage.
Yes.
So that's what I'm really keen to do. Mike's busy like looking for collaborators. I don't really know how it works. He's dealing with it. And then of course we've got Ollie doing my actual TikTok videos every day, and he puts on there now available in the TikTok shop. And there's a
Okay.
little icon there that people can go and shop if they like the video, they go and they say shop, and it takes them to the sales page in TikTok, which is
Oh, no.
very
So you
cool.
can direct link on each video to that particular book, or do
Yes.
you have to just link back to your full site?
No, it's to that book, which is very cool.
Okay, and then you mentioned in terms of fulfillment, so you are not physically fulfilling any of these orders. These orders are all going through a distribution center run by TikTok.
Yeah, that's what it's called, FBT, fulfilled by TikTok.
Okay.
And yeah, when I first heard of it, I was like, surely that just sounds too easy. Surely that's not a thing,
Yeah.
but it's a thing. So that's awesome. But
Okay.
yeah, I mean, the main challenge now is getting people to buy. So we've got Ollie, we've
Yes.
got the thing about collabs, and then I'm gonna have to do some lives, I think, because TikTok lives are like the best way to sell books. This is what I've heard. I've never done one before. I haven't even actually watched one. So that's my next project to like find out what happens in a TikTok live.
Also, live is so intimidating. Like, as much as I'm
Yeah, it
so
is.
active on social media, and I mean, I do a lot of video content and I create a lot of content, I have never gone live. I also have a very short concentration span, and I'm so worried that I drop an F-bomb or, like, I don't know, a
Yeah.
burp or fart or I do like no, I have like this phobia of going live. I think,
Okay.
what if I mess it up? Was it more like long form,
Yeah,
slower
I think it's
content?
longer form. Like that quick snap thing, that is what we usually do for TikTok. And that
Yes.
can go viral, and that's amazing. Like let's hope that one of us goes viral sometime in our lives. But
Yes.
lives are very different. Yeah, it's like you're actually
Okay.
sitting, you're talking, you're like, this is my book, blah blah blah. And then I
Okay.
think you can actually yeah, you can see when people are commenting and stuff, and it seems really
So
cool.
I've
Scary, but
seen that
cool.
on Facebook when I've watched lives. People are like, "Oh, hey, Cindy."
Yeah.
Imagine nobody's on there and you're just, "Oh, hey, Casper." I would die.
Well,
I think that's
well,
what it is. I think it's ego, right?
yeah,
Like
yeah,
I'm so worried I go live and nobody hops on and I'll just die. I'll
yeah.
I'll just be the girl who did a
Die.
live and nobody joined.
Yeah.
Nobody wants this.
Yeah.
It's hugely
It's
intimidating. But
nerve-wracking.
this week, Rachel Hollis's podcast was all about how stop waiting for other people's permission
Yeah,
and just do it.
absolutely. The
The
first
sun.
time you do it, it's not going to be successful. Like, what are the chances? Or the second
Yeah.
time, or the third time. And then maybe by the fifth time, you start getting the hang of it and things start working. But you have to get through
Yes.
those hard first steps. Like, the more you do hard things, the easier they become.
I have noticed I've been more consistent on TikTok the last 2 weeks, and definitely the views are coming up. Not per
Okay.
video, but if I look at like the week as a whole, every
Yeah.
week the
Yeah.
views climb. That is the TikTok shop. And then why did you choose Book Vault over Ingram Spark for that distribution? Or are they the only ones that offer it?
We were looking at both of them, and it was like they were neck and neck, because they were almost the same price, almost the same timing, blah blah blah.
Okay.
And then like right at the end, Mike chose Book Vault, but honestly it could have been either of them.
Other.
And they
I'm
both
just thinking because I
yeah,
have I'm busy putting everything onto Ingram.
yes.
And I can't do my own templates because I don't know Photoshop. So I actually get a designer to resize everything. And I'm thinking, oh no, please don't tell me now I'm going to have to go do this all again. So if, for example, I wanted to do a TikTok shop when it became available, I could use Ingram as the distributor.
Yes, yes, absolutely. Yeah.
And if I went, for example, if I asked you to stock some of my stuff, I could use Ingram to supply that the
Yes.
same.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, that's good to
Yeah.
know because
But
it's a lot of
also
work.
with your Ingram files, they should be perfectly fine for Book Vault.
Do
You
you
shouldn't have to
think?
redo them.
Okay. I must maybe test it because Book Vault, if I'm not mistaken, they do sprayed edges. Hey, and Ingram doesn't.
Yeah, yeah, they do. Well, I don't know what Ingram does now with special editions because I know they're trying to keep up with Book Vault. But
Okay.
Book Vault does basically everything that you want for special editions.
All right, let's move on to the Shopify store. So this is the big
Okay.
challenge that you faced last week. Oh, you still working on your Shopify store, or is it done and dusted and up and running?
So it's done and dusted, but of
Okay.
course the things have changed a lot because the plan. So I set up Shopify. It wasn't working. I'm like, okay, I'm gonna have to put a lot more work into it, and then um spend a lot on Facebook ads to get people to the website because there's like absolutely
Okay.
no organic people finding it. Well, the people are organic, but obviously, but there are no readers finding it. In order for me to spend money on Facebook ads, the shop has to be like really great. Like the product pages must look fantastic, not just
Like,
like what
yeah.
I cobbled together. I just like stuck things up there and hope for the best. That does not
Yeah.
work. It has to be better than an Amazon sales page.
Okay.
So I'm like, okay, that's what I have to do. I haven't had time. That's been kind of languishing. And then Mike took over, and he has really made it so much better, more streamlined,
Oh,
more
wow.
user-friendly. It's fantastic.
Okay.
But but now we have decided to sign up with Pierre Gentil.
Yes, which
Remember
we
what I
spoke about
told you
last
last
week.
time?
Okay. Is
Yes,
he going
because
to revamp it?
yeah, he's basically going to start from scratch, I think, because
Okay.
he's the
Okay.
expert. He knows exactly what it should look like, and we have no clue. That's what we're paying him for, because he knows what works, and he'll be
Yes.
doing the funnels and the email marketing, all that stuff that I don't want to do. I don't have the time to do.
Yeah.
I'm a bit lost in the sea of like, I don't know what I'm doing here, wasting time. So his team is going to do it all for me, and I'm absolutely thrilled.
Okay. I'm
Um,
excited to see what he does. When is he starting?
I signed just a few days ago.
So you signed, and when does he kick off?
He's waiting for me. I need to send him a whole lot of stuff. There's a questionnaire I have
Okay.
to do. There's all the artwork, all the files, all that stuff. I think tomorrow is
Okay.
my Pierre Gentil day. Super exciting. He gave me a very generous payment plan, because remember, I just couldn't afford it cash flow
Yes.
wise if he didn't. And he
Because
was
is
so
there a limit on
generous.
that fee? You did give us the fee that you were
Yeah.
going to be paying him. What it was 20
It was
something thousand
$24,000.
dollars. But is there a limit on how long he runs it, or is it more the setup that covers and then a little bit of management, or like what is the parameters
So
of that 24,000?
So first of all, he took it down to 20 for me, and he's letting me pay over 4 months. So 5,000 a
Okay.
month is
Okay.
is like difficult for me, but doable. Now
People are
girl boss.
watching going, pew, a
See
lot of
my
money.
my little debts column on my spreadsheet.
Oh,
Ka-ching, ka-ching.
shame. No, but hang in there. You're doing all the right things and it's gonna roll eventually.
But then what does
Okay.
that cover? It covers him doing the store from scratch.
Okay.
Even as far as like shooting physical products and stuff, because people prefer that over mock-ups. It also covers a small print run of all the
Okay.
titles that he'll be selling, which is we're just doing the urban fantasy with him. We're
When
just
you say
focusing
small
on it.
print run, like how many copies of each book?
I can't remember what he said. It was like a few hundred of each book.
Wow. So for someone like me, that wouldn't be a small print run. Okay, so at least
Thank
there
goodness
is
for
some
print on
physical
demand.
stock for that he's going to.
Yes. And it
Okay.
includes some advertising.
Okay.
See, like it starts making sense when
Yes.
when you hear all of these things. Otherwise, you're like, sorry,
Yes.
you're paying how much for a website?
Yeah, yeah,
But it's
yeah.
not that. It's like a whole. It's just, I'm buying a system basically.
Okay.
He's really good at ads. He'll do the ads, gets the people to the website. Hopefully, they
Okay.
buy. Then they join
Okay.
like the funnel. Then we've got their email address for further sales after that, and like it's a system. So
Okay. I'd be interested
excited.
because, we were talking last week about how neither of us are spending any time on our mailing list. And it'll be interesting
Mm,
to see how many people come through from
yes.
there. If your mailing list grows simultaneously as your direct sales, I mean, that's a win-win
Yes.
right there.
Yes. And it's not
Okay.
just getting people to sign up and then ignoring them like I always do. Like he actually
Okay.
uses the list.
This is exciting. So tomorrow
It
you're
is
going to get
exciting.
all your stuff ready and send it off to him.
Yeah, I hope I can do it all in one day. I'll try my best. But yeah, I'm super excited about it. I think this is going to be a big thing for me.
Yes, I think it's going to be huge. Like you say, direct sales is the future of publishing.
Should we say why it's so popular now?
Yes, let's do that. Tell us, JT, before I tell you about the hiccups that I've had this week trying to set up a
Oh
store
dear.
because I'm trying to be just like you about the
Oh dear.
Ashanti. Yes, why
Um,
is direct sales the future of publishing?
because we need resilient businesses, right? Like my business at the moment is the opposite of resilience. It's Amazon and Facebook ads. Those are my two things. And if something goes wrong, which they have this last month, then I'm completely screwed. So
Yeah.
I've been saying this for a long time and not done anything about it. But the last few months, when the money has started coming in, I'm like, okay, I can lose all of this in a day. I'm like, okay, how am I going to make my business more resilient? The first thing you do is direct sales, because if you can start owning your audience, then you don't need Amazon and you don't need Facebook ads. Well, you
Yes,
do kind
yes,
of need
you
Facebook
kind of
ads,
cutting
but
them out.
yeah, it's an extra layer of independence, right? To be really independent, I would take myself out of KU, but basically all my money comes from KU, so that would be dumb. So
Yes.
that is maybe the end goal, but absolutely not yet. So what do? We focus on direct sales. We focus on shops that aren't Amazon, that you can still sell to without breaching the agreement you have with KU.
KU.
So Shopify is a very big part of direct sales, obviously, and a big part of making the business resilient.
Is Shopify the only platform, or are there comparables that are just
Oh,
not
yes.
getting any
No, there
traction?
are. There
Okay.
are a lot, but everyone who I follow with direct sales recommends Shopify.
Okay.
It integrates
Direct
so well
sales.
with everything, like when I
Yes.
sell, I don't sell a lot on Shopify, but when I sell it, I don't have to touch it. The audiobooks get delivered by BookFunnel, the
Yes.
paperbacks get delivered by BookVault. It's amazing.
Okay. So you just sit back and enjoy. So I just opened this week, I've reopened my Shopify store, which is also why my words are abysmal. But I obviously have to fulfill my own physical copies because that's what we do
Yes.
here. What I did do is because I actually don't have the legacy in KU because
Okay.
it was published through Tracy McDonald Publishing and it was put onto obviously a lot of local sites and things. But if it's lurking somewhere that I can't
Yeah.
physically check, I'm worried that I then violate the terms and conditions of Amazon. So that was so cute. It was like slow-mo. So I'm so worried about accidentally violating T's and C's that I've just
Mm.
left the legacy wide. And so I thought, well, this is a great test for the ebook because I can go into BookFunnel, put it on there, all three, and put them on the store. So that's what I've been busy doing this week.
Okay. Okay, good.
Do you know what made me realize is that I was on TikTok and I was doing a video and it was something about, I hope you read my books, da, 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 and someone commented and said, are they available in local stores? And I realized that I literally had nothing to say. I was like, okay, so I'm going to go onto TikTok and I'm going to promote my books, but where are people
Uh,
going to buy them if they
yeah.
don't want to buy them on Kindle? And I was like, what am I doing? I'm out there trying to promote books, the South African bookshop that they can't get hold of.
Yeah.
Unless they
Yeah.
drop me an email, and I'm sorry, I was back in like the 2000s. Drop me an email
Yeah.
and I'll send you an
Yeah.
invoice and you can do an
Yeah.
EFT.
Just fax over an invoice to them.
Yeah.
You know what I did for a while is I had books on Loot. Okay, it might have changed by now. I don't know.
Okay.
But I sent a few boxes of my books to Loot. I think
Okay.
it was on consignment.
Okay.
And they sold them for me, and it was much better, obviously, because they have my books on Loot anyway, but the price is ridiculous because
Mm.
would be ordering from Ingram or whatever, and like it was 300
Yes.
Rand back. But then when
Okay.
I sent my books there, it was like a normal price. So that worked quite well for
Yes.
me. Need to get another 6 book series out there written
Right.
to market. That's what's
Well,
gonna make a big difference to your bottom
well,
line.
I don't actually have a six-book series of my own, if you think about it. So Guardians is 4 books, and then the six-book
Mhm.
series that I have is with Micah. And obviously, like we've discussed it at length, like I'm going to leave it there. I don't know what I'm doing.
But if you write a 6 book series to market, you're going to see how
Yes.
easy marketing becomes.
Yeah, that's true. I've never
Because
done
there will
that.
be readers hungry for whatever genre it is that you choose because you've written to
Mhm.
market. And all you have
Yes.
to do is spend a little bit of money on Facebook ads, going to book one and going to the box set, and you will see how easy marketing becomes if you have the right product.
Are we going to do that test when the spicy romance comes out? So we're going to test on the spicy romance halfway through book one.
Okay.
So once I'm finished book one and I have like a publishing like guideline, because you'll obviously have to tell me, right, Melissa, this is what you're going to do. We're going to schedule pre-orders. I would only, I think, do that after I finish 2 books at least, because I'm terrible.
Yeah.
So
I've
I'll
had
keep you
quite a lot of
posted.
pre-orders, which has been nice. So I
Yes.
like think about that because then you lock those sales in. Like I know
Yes, that's
you don't
so
love deadlines.
nice.
Yeah, it is nice.
Although, you know what, I never used to like deadlines, but I must say now with my kids being a bit older and a bit more, they're definitely more independent. So when I obviously started writing, my kids were very young and needy, and they almost having teenagers, it's a blessing and a curse, isn't it? Because they don't really want to spend that much time with you and they don't really want to spend that much time with you. It's like in one way I'm
Awesome and
heartbroken and in the
sad.
other way it frees up a lot of time for me
Yeah.
to write again, which it was time was a massive issue. I mean, I still have 3 of the busiest children I've ever known, so I do a lot of in the car and that, but
Yeah.
I'm definitely starting to feel that it's the season of growing is coming.
Okay.
Okay, friend. Well, I think we're almost out of time, so we're going to have to cut it there. But this topic we will definitely touch on again because we'll want updates about your
Yes.
store. I'll give updates about my store.
Okay, good
Um,
luck.
yeah, and I mean, I don't have Pia, but I'm going to do my dangest to hang on to those coattails.
I'll report back on anything I learn that I think will help, obviously.
Yes, I am definitely implementing your advice, so it is not going unused. It's working. The podcast is working. Okay, I think we should jump on to the bonus
Yeah.
episode.
Okay, cool. Is there
Um,
anything you'd like to talk about, or should we
I think.
just shoot the breeze? Oh, my translations, my German translations.
Oh, yes. How are those going? What are we, 2 weeks in? 1 week in?
Not even like it's a weekend.
A weekend. Okay, let's discuss.
Yeah.
I'm excited to
Okay.
hear about that. Okay, I will see you in the
Okay,
bonus
cool.
episode.
Okay.
Okay, friend. Okay,
You there.
bye.
Bye.
Bye.